So you're thinking about living that digital nomad lifestyle. You just don't know really where to start. It's really tough for somebody that doesn't have any online business experience to figure out where to get started. There's so many different things you can do, and it's usually just a matter of like total information overload at some point. I'm out here right now in my mom's hometown in Montana, visiting her, and I just wanted to make a little video to tell you guys, what it takes to become somebody and live the life that you've always dreamed of. Digital nomad lifestyle is something that takes a lot of work. It's important for you to understand that work is going to be a part of your everyday life. You're going to bring a laptop with you. You're going to use your iPhone, iPad, things like that. You're going to need to invest in these things so that you can get work done on a daily basis. Because basically, you're trading in a 9-to-5 job for a business of your own. Whether it be like a solo enterprise or something bigger than yourself with a partnership, but you need to be working consistently throughout the day. Now, the 9-to-5, typically how it works is you're working like mornings, you take a lunch break, right? And you work in the afternoon, and then you take the rest of the evening off and do what you want. But digital nomad life, where you have your own business or you're doing your own thing, you set your own hours. So you just kind of have to figure out what works for you. What works for me really well is waking up and, eating breakfast and getting coffee and stuff, and then diving directly into my laptop. I am not the type of person that wants to go run around or like skate or do a bunch of exercise first thing in the morning. My mind is super sharp right when I wake up, and I'm thinking like, what do I got to get done today? So the first like 3-4 hours of the day, I'm usually like diving into my laptop, figuring out what I need to do for the day and getting that stuff done. After that, usually I like to take a break and go walk around or go skate or hit up the gym or something like that. Wherever I happen to be at, whatever I'm doing that particular day, that's what I'm working on. So, sometimes people are in town that I want to meet up with and stuff and do projects with for Paradise Skate Max, so I go and do that. But every morning I'm working on my e-commerce Paradise business, either client work or some sort of marketing work. Or just creating automations and managing my team, trying to get each client to the next stage of the process, the next milestone of their project, and trying to get that going. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm offering done-for-you services. I'm mostly focusing on that because that's what works really well. I have a fantastic team that does the work, and I guide them and do a lot of the work myself as well. And that's just sort of a thing that in my industry isn't really done a whole lot or isn't done very well. So I happen to be able to stand out in that niche, building high-ticket e-commerce stores and running them and scaling them. Now, on the back end of that, I also offer a full service management thing, which I just started recently, and it's going really good. And it's wonderful for my clients because my clients oftentimes, they have a lot of work to do already, and they're trying to invest in one of these businesses and get it to that level of profitability where they can quit their job. And so my job is to get them to make enough money with their business that they paid me to build so that they can quit their day job, and I love that, because I love running and scaling high-ticket dropshipping businesses, and I love having client work because I can, talk to other people. It's kind of like having partners, like a bunch of partners in business, and that just is a lot of fun, and I absolutely love it. So you have to kind of figure out what works for you. If you want to just be a content creator, then go create content. You can monetize it through ads, through affiliate marketing, through merchandise, or you can do something similar to what I do, which is, you can do drop shipping. You can monetize it with a drop shipping store or something like that. But the main thing is you got to learn about yourself and what's going to work best for you. So first step is to research and to understand all the different business models there are, and then to figure out what would work for you. If you're a very extroverted person, definitely do something that works well for extroverted people, because you can usually make a lot more money with that, whether it be, services or, real estate or something where it's always about communication, then go towards that. If you're a very introverted person, then do something definitely that's a little bit more geared towards being successful for introverted people, which would be maybe like trading or, something like drop shipping, for example, because you're mostly sitting behind the computer all day. But you still have to be extroverted enough to be able to talk to customers, talk to suppliers, with affiliate marketing, for example, you can be very introverted and just do it with blogging and email marketing, or you can be extroverted and do it with like YouTube and podcasting, or a combination of all of it. Like, for me, for example, I find myself, I'm a combination. I'm a very extroverted person, but I also have, introverted moments. So I'm kind of like both. I would say I'm a very extroverted introvert in a sense. So But you know, it also has to do with your surroundings. So if you happen to be in a place that you absolutely love and you're having a great time in, then I think you're going to generally be a happier person, and you're going to find that it's easier to communicate with people. So, you know, like yesterday, for example, I started my day off, you know, did my few hours of working in the morning at the airport hotel where I was staying at in Denver, and, you know, got a call and closed a sale for a new client for a done-for-you service. And I continued to push the other clients that I have forward. It's a good thing. I think it's a really good thing. I love helping people, and I love doing what I do. I think I'm really good at it, and I have a great team to back me up. You know, after that, I had to check out around 2 o'clock, so I packed my stuff up, you know, continually eat food throughout the day to stay energized, stay happy and relaxed. You know, walked around a little bit, caught the shuttle to the airport, you know, just handling things, you know, like eating, using the toilet, going out, you know, smoking the vape a little bit to relax, listening to audiobooks. I've been listening to Alex Hormozy a lot lately. Alex Hormozy is a great teacher. He has these books called $100 Million Leads and $100 Million Offers. And so every time I have a chance or doing something, I'm just listening to that and getting more ideas. And, you know, today I found out there's some great automations where I can plug in my YouTube channel directly into my Podbean hosting account for my podcast, and it will automatically turn my new YouTube videos into audio and then upload it automatically to the podcast and publish it for me. It's just like all done for you. So now all I have to do is film these videos, upload them with a clean title and description, and it will automatically upload to my podcast and then push it out to all these different podcast platforms. So it's just a wonderful way for me to make content and to spread it and syndicate it every single day. I already figured out an automation with my email marketing provider Kit, and they have an automation where you can pull you know, content from an RSS feed, which can be connected to your blog or to the podcast, and automatically send out email marketing broadcasts to your list every single time that you create a new blog post or a new, you know, podcast. So now that I have the YouTube video update, I can basically just create the YouTube video, publish it, it'll shoot out to the podcast and all these other platforms, and then it'll shoot an email to my list. So it's just like, you know, amazing automation set up right there. Now I just have to kind of figure out how to automate the process of posting to social media, which is also kind of time consuming. But I've already kind of figured that out, you know, mostly automated it using a tool called Opus Pro. And basically it'll upload every single new video I make from my YouTube channel to Opus Pro, automatically create shorts out of it. And then all I have to do is go in there and publish them out. So like usually what I do is I publish out one short for each video per week. And then I try to make one video every day so that each week I'm publishing out, you know, shorts that go out every single week. And then I just continually do that to the point where, you know, there's like multiple shorts going out every single day, maybe 2, 3, maybe up to 5 shorts per day shooting out to my channel. And also to, you know, Instagram. And I think it's great because people see content and they tend to trust a channel that's very active more. And of course, I don't do any advertising, so I need to be producing really good quality organic content consistently and, you know, put it out there. And so I've had these great automations set up now, so I'm super excited to continually do this on a daily basis and get it going. The next step, I think, is just to really do good work with my client stores, and I'm getting some new ideas. You know, clients are now paying me for like multiple stores at a time. So what I'm going to be doing for those particular clients is recommending they set up micro niche stores. So one product category is the main thing. And then the store is just based around that one product category, being basically a category killer site. And then each site is going to be promoting the other site's products. So, you know, Google likes niche sites. It's way easier to do marketing automations with a niche specific site and one category site. It's way easier to do content SEO. Get backlinks and rank a website that's smaller and more niche specific. So, you know, I'm recommending this kind of method now just because it is way easier to rank and sell products when your site is more focused. It's easier to get suppliers in that niche as well. If you create broader sites, it can take a lot more time, a lot more resources, and you won't be able to launch as fast. You won't be able to get suppliers as well. It takes way more effort and the results come slower. So it makes more sense to do niche sites. And it makes way more sense to tie them together, you know, into a bundle. I'm also going to be building out my own niche stores into like a niche store bundle. I have these great niches lined up that I'm excited about, stuff that I'm passionate about. So it's going to be really fun. And, you know, excited to do that because when I build my own sites, I can record the process and upload new videos to my course, which is like a big, huge over-the-shoulder masterclass of how to take a drop shipping, how to set up a store, how to launch it and scale it, and all this stuff. It's like a ton of work, So I need to update it consistently, and that's kind of what I got to get started with doing soon. But I'm out here in Montana for the weekend seeing my mom. It's Saturday right now, so just kind of got some marketing automation stuff set up this morning. Got a podcast published on Paradise Skate Mag that I did with Jeff DeCesare the other day in LA. I'm excited. Montana's cool. I'm going to take the day off tomorrow, Sunday, go explore around and hang out, go for a drive and stuff. And my mom's working right now in her home office, so I'm just taking a break, make some videos. And next week the plan is to go to Seattle, hang out with my sister, and then Tacoma the following weekend, and then back down to LA after that. So good times coming ahead. I'm really excited for the future. Love what I'm doing. Digital nomad lifestyle. It's all about just like taking your work wherever you go and being excited about it, and doing it consistently. Life, it feels really good when you're excited about what you do and you love what you do. I think also like your customers, your clients, your subscribers, all that stuff, the people that your followers, they're going to also really enjoy your content more because you're just more excited. For the past couple of years, I was in Bali and my business was really slow because number one, I wasn't excited about it. Because I was in a place that was so far away from where it happened. For some reason, it just didn't click anymore. I also made the mistake of hiring a VA that wasn't a good VA. She just was, slow and lazy. And that came off as like, because she's kind of the head of my business and it was making me look bad. And I kept her on for almost 2.5 years and, my business suffered because of it. We got up to 100,000 K months in revenue, which is great. And that's sort of the point where you become quite profitable. But still, even then we had cash flow issues because she was bad at customer service and stuff would just like lag behind and she would forget certain tasks that are really important. And so I just realized don't hire bad VAs, don't keep them on board when they start showing signs that they're lazy or that they don't really like doing the work and stuff like that. They don't like showing up on time. Just let them go right away. It's super important that you only have A players on your team. So I rehired, found someone better, and they happen to be a referral from one of my other VAs, which is the best thing. And my other VA is an A player, so. And that's one of the cool things about Filipinos. And I hire Filipinos full-time through a platform called onlinejobs.ph. If you want to check it out and use my affiliate link and sign up and find a VA for your own online business, you can try ecommerceparadise.com/onlinejobs. It's $69 a month as of the making of this video, and you have access to an entire Rolodex. To make a job posting, it's really easy, but I do recommend you create some sort of a Google form tied to a Google Sheet, and then make sure you provide, questions for them to answer. And then if it's for something that requires them to be on the phone, then definitely have them create an audio clip. So what I'm doing consistently is I'm actually just reposting job posts and getting a ton of applicants. And then what I'm going to be doing long term is creating my own Rolodex of VAs for different job positions, so that I can provide those services easily of like finding, recruiting, and training VAs, because part of the management service is providing phone support and email support. And what that requires me to do is to have a separate VA for each store, because I can't have the same VA managing multiple stores at the same time. It's going to be way too complicated. You got emails, you got phones, you got live chats from different stores. You got to have a separate VA for each store. So each client comes in. We are scaling our team right now to make sure that the supplier onboarding and catalog uploading process works really good. And then we're going to be hiring a separate VA for each store. And I make enough money from the store management service to definitely afford that. And scaling the business is not hard. We have SOPs in place, and all I need to do is do an onboarding call with them to show them over stuff. And then over the next week or two, they kind of learn, and then they ask the other team members how to do certain things, and everybody's kind of a resource. And it goes really well. And every day I'm learning new things as well, training my VAs on how to do certain tasks that will help to expand the business. For example, recently I learned more about Parasite SEO, which is this really cool tactic where instead of just publishing content on your own blog, you actually go out and publish content on other blogs. Like Quora, Medium, things like that, LinkedIn. And then you also publish content onto newspaper sites. And it's going to be content that is for keywords you want to rank for that are hard to rank for, because those sites often have really high domain authority, and it's way easier to get them to rank for that content than your site. So what I'm doing is I'm having them publish the content instead of me. So a lot of the content goes back to my offer pages, and then a lot of it goes to affiliate stuff as well. using my URL redirects. And so I think, it's going to work out really well. You can do press releases as well, but they don't like to see those best X for Y posts. They only like to see informational posts. So we're going to do press releases, but only for informational keywords, the Q&A stuff, FAQ keywords. People also ask keywords, things like that. But, I'm consistently getting new people signing up for my email list now, which is cool, and hitting me up on social media. And just goes to show, like, you create content consistently and syndicate it, and are available to answer people, during US hours where your business is located, your business is going to do great, And so just in the last month, I've done, as much as I did the entire year last year in revenue with E-commerce Paradise. So I'm excited to grow it, and get more clients and help more people to become entrepreneurs and digital nomads and to, be able to travel and take their business with them. It's kind of my thing now. I don't care so much about my own stores doing really well. I care really more about client stores doing really well. And I think that's when you start to become successful in life, is when you care more about helping others, than just becoming rich or being selfish about your own personal gains. Is like, you have to help others in order to become rich. That's kind of how it works in life, So kind of came to that realization recently, made a huge life change, moved back from Bali to the US, settling down in Los Angeles. I have a friend out there I can stay at until I find a place, and then I'll be having an apartment out there. My wife is going to come out and stay with me. We're going to be out in, the States for at least 3 months at a time and make a little week or two trip back to Bali, and then come back to the States again after that. And I'll be closer to family too, which is cool. It's only like a 3-hour flight to get up to my dad or mom, so I can, fly up and see them every month or something like that for a weekend, which is great for them. And, my mom has my cat that I had since college, and, I saw her recently, and she was really depressed and sad because she isn't getting enough love or attention anymore. And so I came up, and she's super happy now, and she's acting good again. So I don't think she is sick or anything. I think it was just a behavioral problem. So I'm super excited about that she's still doing good. So yeah, life goes on. Just keep pushing, guys. Digital nomad life doesn't happen overnight. You got to start somewhere and build something out, and then you'll be able to replace your 9-to-5. But also, you should get used to just not necessarily having all the creature comforts that you had when you had a 9-to-5. Like, when you have a 9-to-5, you're going to have like a home and all this stuff, and you got to get used to traveling more and packing your stuff in a suitcase and just, waking up in different hotels and staying at different places for weeks at a time. It's a really good idea to make lots of friends wherever you go, because you never know who's going to have a nice house with a guest room you can stay at. So, sometimes you'll have these friends and you can stay at their guest room for a while, which is great. And it really just depends. And obviously, if your family has a place to stay, then that's great too. Not everybody has, places to stay, but you, as a digital nomad, should be able to make enough income to at least afford, stay in a certain place for a certain period of time. And I call that slow travel, where you stay somewhere for like a month to 3 months at a time, and then you go somewhere else. A lot of visas around the world now, they offer 2 to 3 month stays in certain countries. So for example, if you want to go to Thailand, you get up to 60 days, which is renewable to 90 days upon arrival. And you can also just like do visa runs for like a few months before they start asking you questions about what you're doing. And if you like other countries, you can go to other countries too. Like, you can stay in Mexico for 90 days at a time, I'm pretty sure. There's lots of countries that have 90-day visas on arrival for Americans. So if you're an American, just realize you have so many awesome opportunities and resources. You should really make use of them. One of the biggest things you have the access to is the American banking system, which is the biggest in the world. Well, one of the biggest in the world. And we have credit cards out here that offer you bonus points for signing up to them, and also point earnings. So what I do is, with my dropshipping business, I use credit cards for all the cost of goods sold, for all the expenses, the ad spend, the VAs, all that stuff, and then I'm able to accrue lots of credit card points that way, and then I can use those credit card points, transfer to airline partners and hotel partners, and then I get to stay at like 5-star hotels and take like business class flights and stuff like that pretty consistently, because that's just, they accrue super fast with high ticket dropshipping. With other business models, maybe you have to pay the supplier directly, cash payment for your products, so you can't use them for cost of goods sold, but you can use them for ad spend. And there's all sorts of great credit cards that offer extra points for ad spend, or just like 1.5 or 2% across the board, and every credit card is different. So I'll definitely be making videos reviewing each credit card and writing down, making sure you guys know which of the best ones are for certain things. I have a blog article on my website, ecommerceparadise.com/credit cards, that lists out all the different credit cards that are the best ones for high ticket dropshipping, and why and all that, why I use them. So definitely look out for that, guys, and check it out. Yeah, if you're interested,
to learn more about digital nomad lifestyle, get more resources, go to my personal website, trevorfenner.com. I have a digital nomad blog where there's lots of content going out all the time. And email me anytime. I'm going to be setting up email marketing automations and stuff like that with my personal website soon. So have a good personal brand going out. So I'm excited about that. So yeah, enjoy your Saturday, everyone, and I'll see you out there.